What is the best trucking companies for new drivers?
What's going on, drivers? Back again with another one. So thank you very much for watching. But I got a question. I got a question from a viewer asking me, what is the best trucking companies for beginner drivers? Somebody with a brand new CDL. All I'm going to tell you is there is no single best company out there. There isn't. Hold on. Stick with me, though. Stick with me, and I will try to explain why.
Let me explain.
You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth.
Before I start, drivers, this question right here keeps popping up constantly. New CDL holders, new rookie drivers that just got their CDL in their hand, or the ones that are still in truck driving school. What they do when they come out, they scroll through Facebook groups, YouTube comments like mine, Reddit threads. Everybody has an opinion on this particular comment. And that comment always is, hey, what is the best trucking company out here for new drivers? Well, one driver can simply say, Company A treats them great, treats them good, treats them awesome. But two comments down the line, another driver from the same company says it ruined their life. That's a pattern, drivers. Every single time. Everybody will come in with their own ideas and their own ideologies on which company is the best company out there. But then the same drivers from that same company will come in and say that company is garbage. That company sucks. That company trash. It's not because drivers out here are lying about the companies. Some of them are, right? And some of them honestly feels that that company treats them well. But it's because best depends on stuff that is different for every driver that's out here. See, drivers, a company that's a dream for, let's say, a 45-year-old with no kids running OTR, right? That could be a nightmare for a 23-year-old who just wants to be home every day and on the weekends. Same company, two different experiences. See, drivers, I've seen plenty of drivers out here that will post their first paychecks, right? They be out here bragging about the company, saying that, hey, look, this is what I get. This is how much I make every week or every 2 weeks. But on the flip side of that, I've seen another driver post their same settlements, but a lot less than what the first driver was posting. And then down the line, I will also see the same driver comes on and show their termination letter or their termination phone call from the exact same company. Both are real. Both are true. But neither one would tell you what you should do, though. See, let me tell you something about the mega carriers, right? The household names that you should already know, like the Swifts, the Primes, the Knights. They take almost anybody with a fresh CDL. Why?
Why?
What do you mean, why?
Because they are self-insured. They can take in new drivers and take a chance with them because of the insurance. The insurance will cover a new driver if a driver messes up their trucks or anything like that. They just keep rolling them along. See, drivers, that's the trade-off. Low bar to get hired means the training program is built for volume and not for polish. Here's how it works, drivers. You get with a trainer, you get your hours, and after you get all of that, you're thrown to the wolves faster than some drivers are really ready to get out here. Now, let's talk about the regional and the small carriers, because they could be a little bit more pickier, right? But a lot of them actually put one-on-one time into a new driver because they're not processing hundreds of new hires every week. Now listen, because I got my thoughts on this, right? There's a lot to this package, and I just can't give you one answer. It has to come down to a few things. You have to sit with yourself first. Let's start off with what matters most to you. Is it the pay? Is it the home time? Is it the training? You can usually get 2 out of the 3 if you're brand new. What if you want top pay and you want to be home on the weekend, right? Driver, that combination right there is rare for a first-year driver. How about you looking for a strong training and decent home time, right? But listen, if you want that, just know that that weekly settlement is going to be average at best, or at least until you get your experience up. See, drivers, there's a lot more to this that you're going to have to figure out, like what part of the country you're in, because that right there changes which carriers even have terminals that is near you, which also changes your home time before you even factor in anything else. And also, you got to think of it this way, because let's say the company don't work out for you, right? And this company is all the way out in bumfuck Texas somewhere, and you're all the way up in Ohio like me. How you going to get home? You got to figure that out. How are you going to get home? Because as they say, to popular consensus, a lot of these carriers don't get you back home if things don't work out. Let's say you have to go home because your background check didn't come through. Let's say you got disqualified because of something that they missed and you have to go home. How are you going to get home? Or let's flip the script on that. And if you did get on with the company, let's say the marriage between you and the company didn't even work out. Now it's time for you to take the truck back and go home. Are you going to come down there and get home on your own? Or are you going to rely on the company to get you home? See, those the factors that you got to factor in when you call yourself looking for the best company. How about this? What are you actually looking for out there, right? Because trucking isn't just a one-size-fits-all type of industry. You got OTR, you got regional, you got local, you got different variances like reefer, drive-in, flatbed. There's a lot that you got to figure out. Do you have your endorsements? That's another thing. Do you have your hazmat? Do you have your tankers? Do you have your doubles and triples? It's still a lot of things that you got to put on a sheet of paper to figure out what you want and considering the best company that you're looking for. Because right there, the first 3 things that I mentioned, OTR, regional, or local, that's probably going to be your biggest fork in the road. See, let me break it down, right? OTR will get you the miles and your experience fast. There's no doubt about that. You will get your miles and you will get your experience fast. And a lot of times, that's where you're going to go when you're a new driver. Regional? Well, regional is pretty much middle ground, right? You could still get some miles with regional, But like I said, it's still middle of the ground. And local, well, local means you're probably not going to get rich in your first year. Just say it. You're going to do a lot of work because a lot of work comes with local, right? Especially if you do food delivery. That's another thing that you're going to have to consider too. Do you want to do the work? Like I said, trucking is not a one-size-fits-all industry. If you want local, you're going to have to do some work with local. If you want regional, you don't have to do as much, and OTR is self-explanatory. All you're going to be doing bumping docks all day. But back to local, again, like I said, you might not be getting rich, maybe. You might make some money with local, especially if you're doing food delivery. But you're probably going to be sleeping in your bed every night and pretty much have your weekends off. See, you're going to have to figure out what you're willing to accept before you can figure out which company is, quote unquote, the best for you. You got to see if you're the right fit. Well, let me turn that around. You got to see if the company is the right fit for you. It's the right fit for your criteria. It's the right fit for what you're looking for. Because again, a 45-year-old that's doing OTR, his experience and what he's looking for is going to be totally different from a 23-year-old that's pretty much want to be a part of society still. That's going to be the difference. Drivers, let me just say this. Anybody out there handing you one company name and telling you that that's the answer for everybody, they're not thinking about your situation. See, they're just thinking about their own experience and assumes that it will apply to you. And remember this, not everybody's experiences is going to always be the same. People is going to have different experiences with the company. Again, back up to what I said in the beginning with company A, and the driver said what happened with them. It could be great, but driver B with the same company A had a different experience. And with that, drivers, that's all I got. That's all I got. That's the honest answer that I can give you. It may not be the answer that people want, but it's the real answers people need to hear.